manera de mejorar la atención.
Puede ser que por lo que las escuelas pidieron más dinero al gobierno para contratar servicios mentales, no servicios mentales, mental health servicios de salud mental.
Pero más que las escuelas. Le pidió dinero al gobierno. Para mejorar la atención. Sí, para mejorar la atención.
Sí. No, para mejorar
atención para la salud mental.
Todo eso. Porque aquí ya pusimos varias causas.
La mayor parte de Alaska y...
Si no, para que lo gire mejor. Si vas a dibujar más aquí.
No sé qué más dibujar.
Yo solo leí un pedazo del artículo, no leí todo. Estaba bueno.
Estos acontecimientos ocurrieron más en Alaska y Arizona. O el porcentaje más alto estaba en Alaska.
Indios, pero es jóvenes indios, pero no sé cómo ponerlo, porque no sé.
Eran American Indios y...
¿Sería youth?
Y Alaska Natives. American Indios y Alaska Natives. Indians, creo. No, igual pusimos la edad, así que entonces. O nomás puedes poner ahí y slash. Creo que no eran que
Alright, so I think for the most part you guys are done, so I'm going to go ahead and walk you through the next step. So you will need your computers for the next step because you are going to create a one-pager as a group talking about the issue, and you're going to present it next class. And so basically, I showed you this idea of having hard conversations. I feel like sometimes the most effective way to make change is through those interpersonal relationships in just like small conversations that plant seeds for change, right? You're never going to change somebody's mind about an issue like in one conversation. Like that's not possible, right? And I think that from all of you, you all have like a stronger understanding of like indigenous rights and indigenous history than most Americans do, right? So this could be the beginning, right, of making these small changes, right? Talking about trying to change someone's perspective of like, it was a really long time ago, get over it, right? To like, what's the government trying to do now to fix it, right? And I just wanted to share this with you guys because I just was like mind blown. So I don't know if you saw on social media a couple weeks ago, but there was a Texas high school cheerleading squad that was giving a performance at the Walt Disney. Grace is like, don't get me started on this. So there was the school's mascot are the Indians, and the squad is called the Indianettes. They said things like scalp them, or tomahawk, which are all things that are like considered racist by most indigenous peoples, right? In fact, they were formally asked by the president of the Cherokee Nation to like change their mascot. They refused. They were offered by Adidas. I was like mind blown this. Adidas offered to cover the cost for the school to change mascots, including a free design support. This was several years ago, and they're still. So why does this matter, right? Because you know that there's people who make the argument that like they don't care, right? And there are some indigenous people that don't care, right? But the vast majority do. And so things like these topics, I think, helps to educate like why does this still matter, right? So you're gonna create a one-pager in your small group about the topic that you chose. So this is the format of what it looks like. So if you guys would please go into Google Classroom and go to classwork. And I need you all to be on the same document. So for example, whoever the first one there shared their document with their teammates. Okay, so Mariana's like right here already. You got the current event. And then she's going to share her presentation with the rest of her group. All right, so one of you share the document with the rest of the group. So Lilibeth's already on it. Lilibeth, hit share and share it with the members of your group. Everyone that can understand this, you are all going to be working on the same slideshow presentation. All right, so this is what it looks like. You're going to create a one-pager. It requires a hype person, an informer, a resolver, and a data person. Okay, so what you as a group need to decide is who's going to do what. Who's going to be the hype person, an influencer, who's going to be the informer, resolver, the data person. So go ahead and take a second of your groups and decide who's going to do it. You are only going to be graded for your part. So say Angel does his part and Coco doesn't hurt Angel's grade. All right? Vice versa. Yes, Olivia.
Sorry, to reiterate, are we making a copy of this slideshow to
No, just one of you could just because it's an assignment, so you could just delete everything except for slide 13 if you wanted to, and just share that slides with everyone else in your group. So you're all on the same document. So that's 13, not mine.
What? I can't find
11. All right, so give you a second to decide. And you're sharing with everybody. Like, why did you choose what you chose? Okay, so hopefully at this point, I'm in a place where I can explain the next part. So, if you are to look at your presentation, you need to make sure that you can see the speaker notes, okay? So everyone has this in front of them, and it says, so for example, if Hannah was the hype person and the influencer, she would just think she needs to do the hashtag chant hook and images. But what she doesn't see is that she also has to write 3 to 5 sentences explaining why she chose what she chose, okay? So all of you, like if you are the informer, you are responsible for doing the information here as well as down in your speaker notes. The whole idea here is that this is a one-pager. I don't want 5 paragraphs on this document, right? So you have your one-pager, and then your speaker notes is where you actually write your more content-heavy information. So bullet points above, sentences below. Cool? All right. So you have the rest of the class period, and then 10 minutes on Thursday to make sure this is all ready to go. So I don't recommend wasting time. You can use the sources that you already have in front of you. You should have a pretty solid idea about your topic, okay? Sound good? All right. Let me know if you have questions.
Ustedes entendieron todo, ¿verdad? Bueno, ok, so, la parte más importante que tengo que explicar es que tienen que estar la parte de arriba, pero también la parte de abajo. Entonces van a tener un one-pager, ¿verdad? Que tiene toda la información más importante que van a mostrar toda la clase, pero también tienes que explicar aquí en los speaker notes por qué escogiste esta cosa. Por ejemplo, si tú eres influencer and hype person, vas a escoger una foto, un hashtag y toda la cosa, ¿verdad? Pero de abajo tienes que explicar por qué escogiste esta foto, por qué escogiste este hashtag. ¿Vale? Ok, so de los dos partes.
For walkout, do we want them to do it in that same chart?
Hannah, did you see those questions I added to that thing?
Pero qué, pero ella tenía que haber
I
traído.
added, like, tagged in a bunch of comments.
No, porque tenías que abrir ese documento y compartir este documento. No, claro.
Crea uno para nosotros, para nosotros.
No, o sea, tenías que, por ejemplo, tenías que abrir el documento de la assignment y pudieras borrar todo lo
Yeah,
demás.
that's all this is.
¿No? Tú tienes uno que tienes todo el mismo.
¿Usamos eso?
Por eso.
Usamos eso. ¿O ya lo pegaste? ¿No pegaste? Yo no, ya lo pegaste.
And then this was. This is the one that I'm thinking of. This is this one, right? Yes. Stuff that I have like to use it.
Oh, the one in the.
Yeah.
Yo quiero ser el data.
But like we could cut it down, like maybe we don't do the farm workers part and the part about the
Yo informo.
No.